call. Well, it's because I ordered something and it got here today. But before I show it to you, I also got a magazine, which I didn't order. Once I order something from a company, they tend to send me their magazines. I love looking at them. I got this Brex. It's mostly amaryllis and tulip bulbs in there, mostly in containers. Very, very pretty. I'm probably not ever going to order those kinds of things. I did order, last summer, some little bulbs that I planted out in the garden. But I enjoy looking at stuff like this. Okay, now ready for what I ordered. Let's see if you can guess where it's from. Yep, you're right. Baker Creek Seed Company, rareseeds.com. I have begun my seed collection, replacing things that I planted and buying things that I want to try. I got an email this morning that says that an order that I ordered from M.I. Gardener has been shipped, so I should be getting that in a few days too. But let's find out what I got from Baker Creek. All right, let's see if I got everything out of the sack. I love the picture on the back. It says, amazing Chinese pink celery, the world's most beautiful and tasty celery from ancient China. I don't think I ordered any pink celery, but their packaging is pretty. Okay, so let's find out what I did order, because I don't really remember myself. I ordered milkweed, and the milkweed is a perennial, pink flowered Missouri native milkweed for moist locations. Supports the monarch and other pollinators. It has a vanilla fragrance. And I can start this indoors 6 to 8 weeks ahead of my last frost, or direct sow outdoors. And it says that the sap can be poisonous if ingested. I'm not planning to eat my milkweed. This is a blue curled Scotch kale. Isn't that beautiful? An astounding superfood. Best grown in frosts of spring or fall, direct seed or transplant 2 to 4 weeks in spring or 8 weeks in fall before frost dates. Prefers rich soil. Holy basil. Holy cow, I got holy basil. Jumping catfish. Oh, okay, let's see. It's an annual. And it may be sown in place in long summer areas or started indoors and set out after the last frost date of spring. I don't have a long summer, so I will have to start mine indoors and then set out the seedlings when the warm conditions for my summer have arrived. Keep the flower spikes picked off in early summer to allow the plants to grow more quickly. Oh, and I love squash. This is a yellow scallop. Isn't that pretty? A rare Native American squash. Direct seed or set out indoor started transplants after my last frost date. Don't let them become root bound and don't disturb the roots while transplanting. Needs heavily amended soil and harvest frequently. Yarrow, Colorado mix. Look at all the pretty colors. This is a perennial. It's a mix of blood red, cerise, cream, cerise, is that C-E-R-I-S-E, however that's pronounced, cream, yellow, and white flowers. Prefers full sun, tolerates some shade. Surface sow seeds indoors 8 to 12 weeks before last spring frost. Keep it moist but not soggy. Grow the plants until they're large enough to be transplanted and set out after the frost has passed. My next one is Slottyland Chamomile. And it says it's an annual, but it easily self-sows. So under the right conditions, it will seem like a perennial. Just like my calendula theoretically is an annual, but it comes back every year because it self-sows. This is a Polish variety and it has a wonderful aroma and is used to make teas and studied for health benefits. Keep moist until sprouts appear. The seeds require light to germinate. Do not allow them to dry out. Set out the transplants after the last frost of spring, or when plants are large enough to handle, or direct seed after frost. Cut back immediately after blooming to encourage re-blooming. And you might be able to hear my clock. It plays a different tune every hour. It has 30 tunes on it and 3 different settings, so it doesn't play all 30 tunes on this setting. They're all very nice little tunes. And it plays a whole verse of the tune and then a little ditty that always ends it up. The inside of the clock moves around and the little ditty that it plays at the end puts all the parts back together so that all the numbers are in the right place. I don't know, you can't see it because it's on that wall over there. There's the ditty that's putting it all back together. All right, back to my plants. This is a late Nagasaki Chinese cabbage. I have never grown this one, so I'm hoping it does well. It says best planted in cool spring or fall conditions and to sow in place. Takes 60 to 100 days. Ooh, this one feels full. I've been wanting to try this next one. These are fava beans, broad Windsor fava beans. It says they're high in protein and an extra early variety. Cool weather gourmet beans on upright columnar plants. Superior green manure crop too, so I could grow these as a cover crop if I wanted to. Prefers a long, cool growing season. Sow the fava beans as soon as the soil can be worked in the spring, or fall plant in mild winter. Let me try that one again. Fall plant in a mild winter area. There, I got it all said. My next one is a dark purple opal basil. I think I grew something similar to this several years ago, but the last few years I've only had basil with green leaves. Your normal basil, and then one that's has smaller leaves and purple flowers. So this one says it's beautiful and ornamental, a deep Roman purple. The mild flavor is good for cooking. It's an annual, and it may be sown in place in long summer areas or started indoors and set out after the last frost date of spring. Set out the seedlings at any size when warm conditions have arrived. Keep flower spikes picked off in early summer to allow the plants to grow more quickly. The calendula, I'm going to talk about calendula again. The calendula I have was originally planted by a bird. One of my neighbors has a lot of calendula growing along his driveway, and he had no idea what kind of a plant it was. And it started growing in my garden. And I thought it was pretty, so I did research and figured out that, yes, it's calendula. But I decided this year, in addition to that, I want a different kind of calendula. So I ordered Orange King calendula. Isn't that pretty? The calendula that I currently have looks more daisy-like, and this looks more like a zinnia or a dahlia. It's beautiful and a very pretty orange color. It says it's an annual, so I'm hoping it reseeds itself just like my current calendula does. It's a massive double calendula flower in brilliant orange to make this a true king of calendulas. Sow in place in fall or spring, or start plants indoors and grow for several weeks, setting them out after the last frost. The plants require full sun, rich soil, and moderate moisture. Oh, I love this next sentence. Often self-sows. That's what I was hoping for. All right, I've got one left. And if you've ever ordered anything from Baker Seeds, you know they always include a free seed. Depending on how many you buy, sometimes they even include two. This time they just included one. This is a basil. It's called Blue Spice. That is pretty. It looks very similar to one that I'm currently growing, although I know mine doesn't have this name. And I don't. Mine might possibly be cinnamon basil. I don't know for sure. I would have to look at the packages if I didn't throw them away, if I emptied them out. But that looks like it's going to be very pretty. So that was my plant haul, my mail call for today. My camera keeps turning off on me for some reason or other, so it cut off the last of what I said. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that kind of stuff. I'll see you on the next video. May the good Lord richly bless you.